Hey guys, it's Allie here. I'm at Garden of the Gods State Park in Colorado, and just about every day for the last 4 days I've been wanting to do this experiment where I only do and go where I want, what I want to do and where I want to go. Carson and Finn are out of town, and so I'm just been hanging solo all weekend since about Thursday, and every day I have just gotten up and felt called to go to a different place. So I went to Evergreen and went hiking, which is Evergreen, Morrison, great towns. Went on a really cool waterfall hike there. And then the next day went up to Estes Park, which is gorgeous. Lots of hiking, great town, totally different area. Day after that, I went up to Breckenridge, and today I'm at Garden of the Gods and just walking around and hiking. And this is Colorado Springs, so completely different areas in the mountains. And I was thinking about how this feels so amazing. I have a launch coming up, and for Infinitely Wise Woman round 2. I don't feel compelled to have to do it a certain way. I'm not feeling compelled to have to do work a certain way. And I was thinking about how, what if we lived like this all the time? What if we just did what we felt called to do all the time? And I was thinking about how often we really, save this type of stuff for the weekends or for vacations or special occasions. We kind of convince ourselves we're not allowed to go and do these things whenever we want to. And I was asking myself why. Why don't we just do all these things and go on these adventures? And it's because, I believe that it's because we've been really conditioned for a long time to stick with a status quo, which says you're going to sit in school in a desk all day, then you're going to grow up and you're going to get a job, right? And then you're going to spend 40, 50, 60, or if you're like how I was when I was working at a full-time job for someone else, which is also a preconditioned thing, right? Societal, it was 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week. Even after I had my son, it got hefty. And then you're going to have kids and you're going to get married and you're going to follow the XYZ protocol, right? And you're going to spend your time working so that you can sometimes go play and sometimes go have adventures. But I started asking myself a long time ago, why does it have to be that way? Like, what in the world makes us think that we can't live a different way, that we can't decide how to spend our time here on earth, that we can't decide what to do with our energy, and can't decide and live with more intention to be happy in the process? And that's what led me to actually leave and start a business. And then soon after that, it catalyzed my spiritual awakening, because I realized that when I let go of this certain way I thought I had to live and to work, and spend my time, all these rules that I had chosen to believe, because right, we're choosing to believe these rules, right? When I started to let those go, I went through a massive identity shift, and it was essentially kind of like what I would describe as an awakening. And so to me, that's kind of what an awakening is when you finally start to say, am I doing what I want to be doing? Am I happy? And am I meant for something more? Is something feeling like it's missing here? And when you start to ask those deeper questions and you start to do the things differently, it does cause a shift in identity. It does cause an awakening. And it may not necessarily be you end up with spiritual gifts and you start talking to dead people, It might not be anything even remotely like that, but it's because you're having an awakening of your soul, your consciousness is speaking to you, and you're finally listening and saying, am I happy? Is this working? And that's all we really need to ask. Is this working? Am I happy? And if it's not, then we need to start asking ourselves, what would make me happy? I don't want to live, work just to go on vacations. I don't want my spiritual practice to feel like work, like I have to get up and meditate every morning and I have to eat a certain way and be a certain way and hold certain belief systems, or have to follow any specific religious or taught construct or process. I want to do it my own way. And I think a lot of you guys want to do it your own way. And that's what I have the joy of doing now. I help people find their way. I don't teach them my way. I help you find yours. So that's what Infinitely Wise Woman is. It's really about learning to tap into intuition, into gut instinct. All of us have it. We all have the ability to channel. We all are connected to spirit, to that source within us. It's not outside of us, it's inside of us. We're all that part of that consciousness. And we all have intuition. We all have gut instinct. It's there all the time. Soul is always speaking to all of us. You know, God, Source, the universe, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you pray to, Mother Earth, the universe, Source, millions of names for it, but we all have it. We all are it. And because we spend so much time being taught how we have to spend our time and energy, what we have to focus on in school, that we got to go sit in desks and learn about certain subjects and not go within and not learn about our internal guidance systems, which is essentially our emotions and those thoughts and those questions that little children naturally have when they're curious, that many of us stop asking or stop thinking are safe to ask. Like, am I allowed to do things differently? Am I allowed to break the rules? Am I allowed to break the norm? Am I allowed to do it a different way? What's stopping me? What's making me think I'm going to be unsafe? When we start to ask those things is when we open up. And when we start to live richer and far more fulfilling lives. When we start to trust our intuition, those questions come back up and can make us doubt ourselves and doubt what we know. So naturally, we don't follow our intuition. We think we're getting it wrong. We don't follow our gut instinct. We don't take action out of it because we aren't trusting it. It doesn't mean it's shut down or it's broken or it's gone away. I hear people say my intuition's broken. Your intuition is not broken. You know, where they say I can't channel like, you know, you can, or I can't tap into spirit or source or whatever like you can. I can't create like this person. I can't make my own schedule like that person. Yes, you can. You are free. So it's really just about recognizing it innately and accepting it for yourself. And that's what Infinitely Wise Woman is really about. It's not about me teaching you just to tap into spirit guides or, you know, learn how to always know where to go and what to do and what to say and to whom so you can make more fucking money or be famous. You know, if you want those things, that's great. But this is really about creating a larger internal revolution of self. It's not your typical spiritual program. We'll talk about some of that stuff, but it's going to go a lot deeper because it's really about learning to trust. If you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust your spiritual journey. You're not going to trust any messages you get. You're going to question it all. You know, you're not going to trust your own intuition. If you can't trust yourself, I mean, that spills over into everything. It spills over into your relationships, into your everyday decisions, little things like, you know, I used to spend a half hour at a time when I was not trusting myself, walking back and forth between the fridge and the pantry, stressing over what I was going to eat for half a fucking hour. You know, when really I knew that I didn't want to eat anything at all. We don't trust ourselves on decisions because we haven't been taught how to trust. We've been taught how to listen to everyone else but ourselves. So I want to invite you into this experience, into this program. If the program doesn't seem like a great fit, but the idea sounds amazing to you, reach out to me because I might have another way to work with you, like via retreat, an in-person intensive, one-on-one coaching, or I might have someone I can refer you to that might be able to help you on your journey. This program is about way more. It's about tapping into far deeper spiritual gifts that start to open when you trust yourself. Precognizance. I mean, everyone has precognizance. Telepathy, we're all telepathic. Empathicness, we're all empathic, but it's understanding how am I going to use these gifts that I haven't previously been owning or recognizing. How do I have conversations with people? How do I trust my journey? How do I talk about what I'm experiencing? How do I find that community? That's what Wise Wo+Man is. It's community based. And you get to have this experience of this fullness and this richness of life. And you get to find your own way, and we're there to support you and ask you the deeper questions that help you know, love, and trust yourself on the journey, no matter what gifts unfold for you, no matter how you decide to go create change in the world. So this ultimately always leads into an internal love revolution, which comes out of you externally. You start to live with love and do things with love and choose to go on spontaneous trips every day, even if it would not make logical sense to everyone else. It makes sense to you and it works for you. You start to live according to your own decisions, your own love, and you realize that there were never any rules you had to abide by in the first place. Essentially, you become your own gatekeeper, unlocking the gate for yourself, and then you choose to leave and realize there was no gate, there was no cage ever, after all. All right, well, check out Infinitely Wise Women. If you have questions, reach out to me. I'm around. Bye.